I will show you 7 ways how God can bless your finances. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1. A sudden increase in income. Have you ever heard of the story of an unnamed widow who was giving her last coins to the temple treasury? She put in 2 copper coins that were worth very little. Yet Jesus said that out of all the people who gave, she had given the most because she had given all that she had. And so it is with our finances. It's not about the amount we give, but it's about the heart behind the gift. When you give with a thankful heart, even though it may be a small amount, God sees it and He's pleased with it. This pleases God and opens up the windows of heaven for your financial blessings. Suddenly, unexpectedly, an increase in income comes your way. You receive a bonus at work, a tax refund, a lottery win, an inheritance, or perhaps a gift from a relative. The possibilities are endless when you live a life pleasing to God. So don't wait. Give God your best today and watch what He does with it. Now, 2. Divine connections. Do you remember the story of Joseph in the Bible? He was sold into slavery by his jealous brothers. But he ended up serving in the court of the Pharaoh, becoming the ruler of Egypt. Why? Because he had a special gift from God, which helped him interpret dreams. One day, the Pharaoh had a troubling dream and no one could interpret it, but Joseph came along and solved it. As a result, Pharaoh made Joseph the governor over all of Egypt. This meant that Joseph went from being a slave to being the 2nd most powerful man in Egypt. Joseph got a great promotion in life because he used his God-given gift. So it is with us today. We have unique gifts that God has placed inside each of us. When we discover these gifts and use them for God's glory, doors open up for us and we get promoted in our careers. We meet new people and make valuable connections that lead to financial abundance. And we can also attract positive energy and opportunities that bring wealth into our lives. So take some time to discover your unique gifts and talents and use them to serve God and others. Who knows what doors this may open up for you? Number 3. Windfalls of fortune. Have you ever heard of the story of the Good Samaritan? This man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers, stripped of his clothes, beaten up, and left half dead on the road. 2 religious leaders passed by, but they didn't help him. Then a Samaritan came along and took care of his wounds, paying for his lodging and promising to return for him when he recovered. When the Samaritan innkeeper asked if he should keep the man for another night, he replied, "Of course," knowing that the Samaritan would pay for it. In this story, the innkeeper received a windfall of fortune without doing anything special. He didn't have to seek out the Samaritan, but he still benefited greatly from it. In the same way, sometimes God surprises us with unexpected blessings. Opportunities, gifts, money, or other forms of wealth come our way without us having to ask for them. These windfalls of fortune can change our lives in an instant. So when they come our way, we should accept them with gratitude and thank God for His generosity. We can use these blessings to help others and make a difference in the world, just as the innkeeper did. Number 4. Divine favor. In the Bible, Joseph was falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, so he was thrown into prison. But while he was there, he interpreted the baker's dream who was in prison with him. The baker was going to be executed, but Joseph told him so. However, the next day, the king's cupbearer, who was also imprisoned, had his dream interpreted by Joseph, predicting his release. The cupbearer remembered Joseph, and after 2 years, he went to the king and told him about Joseph's ability to interpret dreams. The king was troubled by a dream he had, so he sent for Joseph. That's how Joseph got out of prison and became the ruler of Egypt. This shows us that divine favor can open doors that we never thought possible. Sometimes we face obstacles and challenges in life that seem impossible to overcome, like being in prison or having a bad reputation. But when God's favor shines on us, everything changes in an instant. We find unexpected solutions to our problems. People come to our aid, and we get opportunities we never imagined possible. So let us always remember that God's favor is on our side, and trust in his perfect timing. Number 5. Unexpected support. If you've ever heard of the story of the young man named Daniel, who was thrown into a den of lions for praying to God instead of the king. 10. When the king came to rescue Daniel, he found him unharmed, because God had sent an angel to protect him. Daniel's unwavering faith in God was rewarded with a miraculous intervention that saved his life. Similarly, when we place our trust in God and pray for his help, he may surprise us with unexpected support. We may receive financial aid, comfort, or assistance from people we never expected. And sometimes we experience a sudden increase in sales, profits, or revenue without any special effort on our part. So, when facing financial difficulties, let's turn our worries over to God and believe in his power to provide for us. Just as Daniel was protected by an angel, God can also send help in the form of people, resources, or opportunities that we never imagined. Number 6. Faithful stewards. In the Bible, Joseph had 11 brothers, but they were jealous of him because their father loved him more than any of them. The Ittai plotted to kill him and threw him into a pit, Kapai, but then they sold him to a caravan that took him to Egypt. Later, when there was a famine in the land, Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to buy food. They didn't know that Joseph was now the ruler of Egypt. When they finally discovered who he was, he tested them to see if they had changed and become better people. After confirming their transformation, he revealed himself to them. Joseph exemplified faithfulness in everything he did. He served his master, Potiphar, diligently, even though he was wrongly accused. He interpreted dreams for the baker and the cupbearer, showing honesty and integrity. And when his brothers came to buy food, he treated them fairly, forgiving them for what they had done to him. Being a faithful steward means managing our resources well, being honest and trustworthy, and helping those in need. When we follow Joseph's example of faithfulness, God can bless us with abundant finances and favor. Number 7. God's favor in difficult times. The Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years, facing hunger and thirst. But God provided for them in miraculous ways. For example, he gave them manna to eat and water from a rock. Even when they complained and doubted God's plan, he continued to take care of them. When they entered the promised land, God blessed them with abundant harvests and prosperity. In difficult times, God often shows us his favor in unexpected ways. When we face job loss, business failure, or economic uncertainty, he may provide us with financial aid, a new job, or a different source of income. God also helps us to develop new skills, find creative solutions to our problems, and strengthen our faith in him. When we trust in God during tough times, he often rewards us with even greater blessings than before. So when you're going through hard times financially, don't lose faith in God. Trust in his plan and believe that he will take care of you. God has the power to turn things around and bring you out of any difficult situation. These are just a few of the many ways that God can bless your finances. Remember that God is the God of all impossibilities, and he loves to bless his children. So do not be afraid to ask God for financial help and be grateful for every blessing that he sends your way. If you want to learn more about how to manage your finances wisely, please watch this video here. Thank you for watching, and until next time.